Hi, my name is Christina Das, and I am counsel on the Black Voters on the Rise team at the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. We're here in Jefferson County, Texas, doing our election protection advocacy work alongside the Young Black Lawyers Organizing Coalition. We've been out and about with law students from across the country to ensure that Black voters, especially here at historically Black polling places, are feeling safe and secure as they cast their ballot, that they know their rights under Texas law and federal law, and that they can vote free from intimidation. A really inspiring moment that happened just earlier this week was when law students came out and did election protection work with us alongside seniors in the community. And we saw a moment of camaraderie across multi-generational communities. Voting is more important now than ever because the right to vote, it is pivotal to every aspect of our society. And we know that power is on the line. If power wasn't on the line for Black and Brown communities, then there wouldn't be so many sustained efforts at trying to suppress the vote and spread mis and disinformation. Election protection has been around since 2001. It's a nonpartisan nationwide effort that LDF is part of, along with several of our colleagues in the civil rights space like the ACLU, the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, and all of our state and local partners. We are working year-round to ensure that you have access to the ballot box that is unfettered, that Black voters are not facing long lines, longer wait times, discrepancies when it comes to early voting locations, disruptions to the mail-in ballot process, undue delays in delivery of mail-in ballots. We also support elections administrators and poll workers and ensure that we have a system that works for all voters and democracy workers. The work on the ground varies from place to place and day to day. It's really different depending on the voters that we're helping, whether they're rural voters, urban voters, older voters, maybe even first-time voters. What I can tell you is that everything that happens during the voting process is now subject to scrutiny by anti-voter advocates. We know that even if there is delay in processing some ballots, or if there are long lines at times, that is being manipulated to try and cast doubt on the validity of Black voters and other voters to have their ballots counted and cast. So we are not only helping protect the vote in real time by assisting voters and notifying them of their rights to accessibility laws or what IDs to use in real time, but we're also then trying to clear the air of any mis and disinformation. We have young people out here doing this work. It shows the impact not only of election protection and voter protection, but the sense of community building that we are doing by working on election protection in the Deep South and in rural communities like Jefferson community. So that kind of work really brings me a lot of hope, and it helps fuel us through these really long weeks and days ahead of Election Day. LDF's Black Voters on the Rise team is working in a multidisciplinary fashion to ensure that voters are protected before they cast their ballots, while they're doing GOTV work, while they're engaging in nonpartisan election protection work, while they're casting their ballot, and even after Election Day. We have been working to educate county commissioners, clerks, and elections officials on their non-discretionary duties to certify and canvass the results of the elections to ensure that the will of the voters are counted and that we are not creating a system or a society that furthers election sabotage. We will be active across Texas, Georgia, and Florida after Election Day to ensure that every eligible voter's ballot that is cast is counted. I'm encouraging every eligible voter to get out there and vote on Tuesday, November 5th. There's so much on the line for our communities, for access to democracy, and to ensure that Black voters are living with dignity and building a future in this multiracial democracy. You can get out there and know your rights through ldf.vote. Make sure you're aware of what your rights are under Texas law and federal law. And if you need any support or have questions, please call 866-RVOTE, where myself and a team of nonpartisan election protection advocates are going to be there to serve you. Now get out and vote.
Black ballots,
Black futures.